Hello, good morning. Happy Saturday this week. We have a Saturday special instead of my Friday. Couldn't make it yesterday um, for a couple of different reasons. But my camera is working today and things have aligned correctly for me this morning, so here I am. Day late, dollar short. Thanks for joining. I think this month's theme, maybe I'll just talk about quickly. Strength from the major arcana is what we were presented with as our theme last week for August. And as always, I make sort of these little like reminder blurbs, these kind of infographics that sort of just talk a little bit about the card in the month and what I personally sort of feel and see about it. So I'll have that shared on my Telegram channel to go along with the video here today. But in case you find me on YouTube, actually I could really start putting those up on my community tab on YouTube. Maybe I will, but BitChute doesn't allow for that either. But just to sort of reiterate, this month is going to be a strength test, is kind of like the words that I've been using and given and see this month as these sort of little different points, exercises, circumstances, scenarios, these little quizzes, so to speak, these kind of little assessment check-ins to see where we're at, where our strength is at. Sorry, let me get my water. Just so that I don't end up coughing too much. Woke up with kind of like a dry, tickly throat this morning, and I have Palo Santo going, so like the two combined with the fan. I know if I don't have some water, I'm going to be parched, coughing. So, yeah, these little kind of strength tests I see formulating sort of all month long, and that we get to really use them to gauge where we're at. Not so much to see how strong we are, but, or see how strong we can be, really, but more or less to see where we're at, One of the big things that came through to me when I was sort of typing up the blurb was, and this is something that came to me a while back. I'll have to look when, back on my channel or through my journal. And the card retreat had come up at some point. And I had said, and I had made a meme with it that said, a retreat inwards is never backing down, or is never a defeat. I forget kind of the words that I used back then, that for that saying, but that came to me again today about understanding with strength, when we're called to action, what type of force are we bringing with us? And can we be accountable, responsible, and mindful in that? And that sometimes the greatest strength is a retreat. It's nothing whether it's a retreat inwards, whether it's a retreat from others, whether it's retreat from your own posed position that you felt so strongly in that maybe now you realize you need to back out of. Those, it takes a different quality of strength to make those choices and to do those kinds of actions. Sometimes it's a stronger, deeper strength that gets called up and worked than even that sort of brute force strength. That's something that you could just know you could just do. You could just bang out. You could just, eliminate or whatever. When we really think about those drastic impressions that can be made forcefully. I think usually, if we can, we can see other solutions. We can see other ways to combat things without needing to bring in sort of brutality. Not to say that maybe this month won't be points and visions and scenarios that want to bring us into that more negative stance, that brutal, forceful stance. But knowing that we do have that strength, that stronger commitment to compassion, to empathy, that we can choose other choices. Not always easy, sometimes, not ever really easy, sometimes very, very difficult. I know it's quite simple to sit here in a time where you're not triggered or in a catalytic scenario, or energy's not pumping, you don't have emotions flying and all these kinds of things going on right in the moment, right? But even in those moments, we can step out of ourselves, step back out of the situation, take a deep breath, and let the true strength, true guidance really come in. And it, I feel, usually does provide better solutions than those immediate kind of quick, I'm just going to do that, I'm just going to get that done, oh, well, write this off, or whatever, is kind of that quick first, cutthroat kind of strong choice, Sometimes those choices that feel so strong, they only feel strong because they're amplifying a weakness to compensate, right? Just like a shadow, just like a bully, just like all, we all work in the same ways. And so sometimes these emotions, these strong reactions, these strong scenarios that we think we need to respond so strongly to, in fact, there's an underlying stronger answer or solution or compromise that can be found. And I really do think that that's across all gradients. I don't think that there's just some scenarios that just can't be solved with the strength of love. I really do think all things can. But again, that's a test of our own mental strength, of our own spiritual strength, to see how can we align with those things, and when we don't, or when we won't allow ourselves even to, if we can ask ourselves questions about why that is in its own self a strength training sort of exercise, So now I think I've talked about strength and our theme for this month for long enough. We're already like 8 minutes in. Thanks for joining me here Saturday. I'm going to do just a quick little grounding meditation to get us all centered and into a place where we're a good audience and where we're prepared to actually hear the messages from the cards, be able to absorb them and integrate them into where they pertain into our lives. Our individual lives, and then our collective life as well, the way that we view the collective in reality. So with that in mind, I'm going to close my eyes and lead us on a little meditation. It's really not hypnosis, so don't worry if you're doing something else, if you're driving or doing any other tasks. You can just listen along and just let the words sort of permeate through your being and allow them to help you become more conscious in your moment in whatever you're doing. And if you can, like me, detach from all external distractions at this moment, then that can certainly be a wonderful place to start as well. So I'm going to close my eyes. Feel free to close yours. Get comfortable in your seat if you'd like. And let's all just take a few calming, centering breaths. Breathing in the air around you. Letting go of that air within you. Bringing yourself into the now moment and working to let go of all of those thoughts, the feelings, any to-do tasks for later, anything that's come up from before. And just be center in the sound of your own breath. Even take a second to take in the sounds around you, the quality of the air in the room. As you relax the mind, the body, and the spirit. Breathing in cool, fresh air, feeling the warmth of your exhale. Just noticing the difference in when you inhale versus when you let that air go. Let's take a moment to make our way down into the heart. You can see a staircase in front of you or an elevator lift. You can envision yourself in a hot air balloon up in the sky and see yourself bringing in those sandbags gently, adding the weight to bring you back down to the ground. Feeling this mind's eye, the busy, frenetic thoughts go on lunch break for a minute. All the blinking lights, the sounds, the notifications, they all quiet down. As we make our way further away from the brain and the mind, to travel down through the throat, through that truth center, that balcony space of the towers, traveling down now into the chest, through the shoulders, letting go of anything you might be carrying on those shoulders, on your back, in your heart, stepping into the heart center. You might bring your hands to your heart, even if you'd like. Feeling yourself arriving in the sanctuary of your heart center. Feel that welcoming home where everyone knows your name, knows your heart, knows your inner intentions, the true you. Feel that welcoming sense of arrival. Maybe even envision your beautiful heart center, sacred emerald palace. See the light shining through in a beautiful green and gold essence surrounding you. Love and appreciation, gratitude and warmth. See your thrones for your divine masculine and feminine in this beautiful heart center. Feel appreciation for those aspects of yourself, those balancing polarities. Take a moment to pay homage to them, to yourself, to these beautiful fractal images of you. Give thanks and know that even if those thrones are empty, or even if your sanctuary does not contain them, Feel the presence of your highest self, of spirit, of God, source, your ancestors, all of those supportive essences, personas, and archetypes, those energies here supporting you, a part of you in your presence now, building blocks of your mind, body, and spirit. Let's take a few moments to breathe in light and love, in fresh air, in space, in movement, in anything you think you might need or feel that desiring for. Give it to yourself now, like a beautiful birthday gift. And if for any reason you're having difficulty or trouble, have a gift from me, have thanks and love directly from me. I appreciate your energy, your accompanyship, your audience, your camaraderie, your dedication to sitting here and trying and listening. In the attempt, I see you, and I honor the deep strength that it takes to even attempt these most precious practices. Sending my eternal, infinite love, support, and truth to all those who hear it. Thank you for receiving it as it grows exponentially as it is shared. I feel the growth and the love sent back to me, and I thank you deeply for that. Take a moment to just breathe into that and let it porously absorb into my mind, to your mind as well. Take a moment to feel your fingers and toes. Get ready to open your eyes as I ring my bell. Beautiful. And now I'll take out my deck, and we will thank our wonderful, beautiful saints and angels so much for their ever-present energies, love and light. We ask very gratefully, through these cards, you could speak and offer us a point of advice, guidance, or support, anything which we could use here in this week to come, individually and collectively. Under our wonderful theme this month of strength, we draw on the truths of the connectivity of Source God, of Mother Earth, of our ancestors before and after us, of our higher selves, of all of those beings in spirit, the ascended masters, higher densities and frequencies who witness our journey here, who are as much a part of our journey as we are. We thank you for your energies, for your guidance, and we ask through these cards for a message for us for this week to come here, August 9th, 2025. Thank you. Shuffle up my cards here for a few. Whoops. Have a turnarounds, resets. I think I will do a little, oh, I think that's it. It got stuck to my thumb. Pause. Again, this is another, we had this message a couple of weeks ago, two or 3 weeks ago perhaps. This is so important too, to pause when we feel, like I had mentioned before, about this, strength overflowing in with us, being in strong emotions, being in strong circumstances, and catalytic, to remember to pause. Right? And again, we have a guardian angel here card, and that's really letting us know that we have the power within us. We have the toolkit, our higher self, the path that we're on, our inner knowings are prepared, are well fit to meet the whatever circumstances and whatever comes to us this week. I think I'll read, pause here, page 61. I don't think I read it last time. Your guardian angel asks you to pause for a moment before moving forward. During this break, take time to consider your true thoughts and feelings about the situation. You've been moving so fast lately that you may have confused other people's wishes with your own. Take time out and really be honest with yourself. What do you want? What do you think is the right thing to do? Pray to know God's will in this situation. You want to feel good before moving forward, so ask your questions and clear any issues before taking further action. You may decide to wait or cancel the entire project. If this is the case, you'll know why you did so after you take time to pause and consider your options. This is a message to be true to yourself and God. Don't allow yourself to be swayed by others' judgments that run contrary to your own. Once you become clear about your true reasons and motivations, your actions will be fueled by truth, love, and commitment. These winning ingredients spell sure success for any project. And I remember I did read this last time that we had this because, we had this paired with marriage, and before we had marriage and I had read it, so I read pause the second time. And it was 7/18, so it was 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. So also maybe take a gander back at what you were doing at that time, what those messages had come through and meant to you. And strength and perseverance perhaps is letting us know that those things, which maybe we paused or didn't pause on back then, maybe it's calling us to remind us to really take it slowly with those things. If we've still sort of been pushing through them, or perhaps if we took a nice pause during that time, this could be sort of a synchronicity nod to letting us know, depending on situation, either continue pause or perhaps to relook at those commitments that were a part of that message for you back in July and recommit to them, rekindle them in some kind of way. So yeah, that's the messages for this week. I'd love to hear anybody's personal takes, personal impacts, or anything you feel called to share. Feel free to send me messages or leave messages down or comments down below in the comment section. It's always nice to hear and see from others. I've been so lately really grateful for random special comments from wonderful alive, activated individuals making real message comments on YouTube and Telegram. So thank you so much for that. And I just thought I'd mention that there at the end, See you next week. Probably, hopefully, actually on Friday next week. But thanks for joining me here on the Saturday edition, or if you're finding me any other time in the future. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time.